Many families today tend to think of the living room seating mainly as something for display or simply as a place to sit and chat whenever guests come over. However, in Feng Shui, the living room seating can actually be seen as the spot where the life energy of the entire shared living space gathers. When the living room seating is arranged properly, this positive life energy can remain in the living room, gradually building up and then circulating to the surrounding spaces. Over time, this flow of energy may help support stability in work and encourage the financial well-being of the family. On the other hand, if the living room seating is placed in the wrong position, blocking walkways, or facing away from the main entrance, the energy flow may become scattered and leak out of the house. When that happens, it becomes much harder for prosperity and good fortune to accumulate within the home. So what are the proper ways to position living room seating so that it can help support luck and financial stability for the family? In today's video, we will explore several ways to arrange and position living room seating based on Feng Shui principles. These methods can help keep the living room neat and organized, allow energy to circulate smoothly, and create conditions that gradually attract prosperity into your home. Now, let us begin. The living room is often considered the heart that receives and distributes energy for the entire house, and it plays an important role in regulating the fire element of prosperity in the year 2026. Because of that, paying close attention to how this space is arranged can help homeowners actively transform the flow of energy, laying the foundation for the household's prosperity throughout the entire year. The importance of the living room in the Firehorse year 2026. The Firehorse year 2026 begins with the solar term known as the beginning of spring on the 4th of February 2026, marking the start of a new energy cycle that Feng Shui describes as a phenomenon of double fire. During this year, the combination of the heavenly stem fire and the earthly branch horse both belong to the yang fire element, creating an atmosphere that is intense, blazing, and extremely fast-moving in almost every aspect of life. Even though the year also carries the water-based element known as heavenly river water, the dominant force is still strong earthly fire. Because of that, people may be more prone to impulsiveness, exhaustion, or sharp conflict caused by excessive fire energy. In this setting, the living room becomes the bright hall, the main area that receives energy for the entire home. That is why arranging the living room seating in this central space matters so much. It helps create a better balance between the homeowner's personal energy and the yearly energy of the fire horse. When strong outside energy enters the home, the living room needs a stable structure to receive and hold it. Without that support, the house may feel overwhelmed by tension, which can weaken prosperity and affect the mental well-being of the family. A key idea for the living room in 2026 is to use the earth element for stability and the water element for balance. The earth element helps absorb some of the harsh fire energy, turning restless momentum into greater financial steadiness and helping homeowners stay calm when facing fast but risky opportunities. At the same time, the relationship between the position of the living room seating and the movement of the annual flying stars in 2026 also matters. This can help homeowners create a more protective energy field and activate prosperous energy in favorable areas through daily activity and human presence. When the bright hall is open enough to welcome helpful energy, yet calm enough to soften excess fire, the living room seating can become the center of prosperity and happy events. This helps the household maintain peace and stability throughout the challenging Firehorse year. The living room is where life energy gathers before spreading through the rest of the house. Because of that, the placement of living room seating should be considered based on the movement of the annual star sectors in 2026. By using the 9 Palace Flying Star map, homeowners can identify the most favorable directions, the golden energy zones that help activate prosperity and bring lasting good fortune to the family. Living room seating placement. According to the 9 Palace Flying Star system of 2026, The 9 Palace energy grid of the Fire Horse year establishes a unique pattern of energy movement across the 9 directions of a home. The first step is identifying the center of the house, known as the Central Palace, which acts as the reference point for determining the most beneficial positions for living room seating in order to receive the strongest prosperous energy. The most favorable position on the 2026 energy map is the southeast sector, where the 8-white prosperity star resides. This star is widely known in Feng Shui as the most powerful wealth and career star during the current major energy cycle. Placing living room seating in this location allows human activity to frequently interact with the earth element energy of the wealth star. Through conversation, gatherings, and positive daily interactions, financial plans and business opportunities may develop more smoothly. The regular presence of people in the southeast sector symbolically nourishes the flow of wealth entering the home. In addition, placing decorative objects made of ceramics or yellow quartz in this area helps create a supportive relationship that strengthens financial luck during the Fire Horse year. The prosperous energy from the southeast is closely connected to the Central Palace, where the 1 white star governs refined water energy associated with relationships, networking, and helpful benefactors. If the living room extends into the central area of the home, homeowners should consider placing an elegant tea table here to create an open and welcoming social space. This encourages social connections and business collaborations that may lead to valuable partnerships or agreements. Keeping the center of the house open and uncluttered, while adding decorative details related to the metal or water elements, helps auspicious energy circulate smoothly. This also helps neutralize strong energetic pressures coming from 2 important sectors, the south and the north. In the south sector, although the 9 purple celebration star brings joyful news related to reputation and recognition, this direction is also associated with the Grand Duke Jupiter, the annual ruling energy of the year. Because of this, homeowners should be careful not to position the sofa so that someone sits with their back directly facing the south, as this would symbolically show disrespect to the annual ruling energy. A similar level of caution should be applied to the north sector, which is associated with the 3 killings energy, even though the 6 white authority star also influences this area and represents career advancement. Homeowners may sit facing the north to receive the authority energy, but they should never place the back of the sofa facing this direction. Even a small mistake in seating orientation within a sector influenced by harmful energy may lead to unexpected conflicts, disputes, or accidents. Understanding the movement of these annual stars and adjusting the position of the living room seating accordingly becomes a proactive strategy. It allows the living room to function not only as a protective shield for the home, but also as a powerful magnet that attracts prosperity throughout the year 2026. Although placing living room seating according to the 9 Palace flying star system helps the living room receive the most auspicious energy of the year, maintaining stable and long-lasting energy still requires a harmonious interior layout. For that reason, the arrangement between the seating and the table becomes crucial. The seating provides a strong, supportive backing behind the occupants, while the table creates a gathering space for energy in front, helping maintain balance throughout the entire living room. The mountain and water balance between living room seating. In traditional home feng shui, living room seating is seen as the place where incoming energy is first received and refined before spreading to other parts of the house. In the Fire Horse year 2026, when fire energy is especially strong, creating a balanced layout based on the mountain and water principle becomes more important for preserving prosperity. There is an old saying that energy scatters with wind and settles with water, so the seating should be arranged to keep energy from rushing straight in from the main door. Instead, it should move gently and gather near the center of the living room. This begins with the mountain element, represented by the main seat. In Flying Star Feng Shui, the homeowner's seat should be placed in a favorable sector of the 2026 9 Palace chart to receive support from auspicious stars such as the 1 white star or the 9 purple star. The back of the seat should rest against a solid, even wall, not against an uneven surface or a mirror that may disturb the energy. There should also be a gap of 10 to 15 centimeters, which is about 4 to 6 inches, between the back of the seat and the wall. This creates a kind of breathing space that helps energy circulate smoothly and prevents stagnation. From that stable support, the coffee table represents the water element and helps gather energy. When the distance is right, the seating and table create a comfortable energy zone where flow can settle without feeling blocked. A spacing of 30 to 45 centimeters, or about 12 to 18 inches, between the seat and the coffee table works best. If the table is too low, prosperity energy may slip away near the floor. If it is too high, it can become a barrier that interrupts conversation. This balance works even better when homeowners choose seating with rounded corners or a curved shape that gently wraps around the table. That design helps hold energy at the center and keeps it from drifting toward side pathways. In a year with strong fire energy, like 2026, natural wood and upholstered fabric also help bring balance to the room. Together, the seating as mountain and the table as water create a complete energy cycle that helps the living room protect financial luck and support steady prosperity throughout the year. A strong seating layout creates the basic framework for good energy in the living room. But the colors and materials should also match the character of the fire horse year. The right combination helps balance the 5 elements and keeps prosperity flowing more steadily through the home. Choosing the right colors and materials for living room seating. The strong fire energy of the fire horse year 2026 creates a challenge for maintaining balance within the home. Because of this, choosing the right colors and materials for living room seating becomes an important Feng Shui remedy. The goal is to introduce the earth element as a stabilizing force that can absorb excess heat and create a more grounded and steady flow of energy. Homeowners should prioritize earth element tones such as yellow, earthy brown, or neutral cream for leather or upholstered sofas. These colors help create a balanced environment, calming emotional intensity and preventing the kind of fire flare-ups that may disturb family harmony throughout the year. Color choices can also be adjusted based on the direction where the sofa is placed, so the 5 elements remain in harmony with the annual energy. In the north sector, which belongs to the water element, sofas in red, pink, or purple tones representing the fire element can create a balanced interaction between water and fire. In contrast, the south sector already carries strong fire energy, so tones like white, silver, or gray associated with the metal element can help reduce excess intensity. In the west sector, which belongs to the metal element, green shades linked to the wood element may help stimulate prosperity. Meanwhile, in the east sector, which relates to the wood element, yellow and earthy brown tones from the earth element bring warmth and stability to the household. For seating with rounded designs, natural materials such as wood frames combined with granite table surfaces or high-quality fabric upholstery can help create a calm and comfortable atmosphere. At the same time, homeowners should avoid using too much bright red or intense orange across large seating areas. During a year when fire energy is already at its peak, excessive warm colors may create emotional instability and cause financial energy to dissipate before it has a chance to gather in the bright hall of the living room. Choosing colors and materials that align with Feng Shui principles helps build a stable, energetic foundation for the living room during the fire horse year. However, if the seating layout contains major positioning mistakes, the flow of life energy may still weaken. For that reason, homeowners should also be aware of the major Feng Shui taboos in living room seating arrangements to avoid reducing the family's overall good fortune. Major Feng Shui mistakes and activation methods when arranging living room seating. In many modern townhouses and apartments, a common mistake is placing the sofa directly along the straight line between the main entrance and the balcony door or back door. This creates what Feng Shui calls a piercing energy path, where life energy enters the home but immediately rushes straight out again before it can gather in the bright hall of the living room. Sitting and receiving guests along this direct path often creates a subtle sense of restlessness. Financially, the household may experience constant ups and downs as money seems to enter the front door and quickly leave through the back door, making it difficult to accumulate wealth during the Firehorse year 2026. Another major concern occurs when the sofa is placed directly beneath a structural ceiling beam, a large chandelier, or a rotating ceiling fan. The beam creates invisible pressure above the head of anyone sitting underneath, which may lead to mental fatigue and obstacles in career progress. At the same time, the spinning blades of a ceiling fan can generate unstable moving energy that disrupts the household's overall balance. Positioning the seating directly facing a bathroom door or looking straight toward the cooking area in the kitchen is also considered a serious mistake. Unclean energy from the bathroom or intense fire energy from the kitchen can flow directly toward the sofa area, weakening the dignity of the living room and gradually reducing the homeowner's luck. This type of energetic conflict may affect the health of family members and discourage important guests from visiting. Over time, it can limit valuable social connections and prevent prosperity from gathering properly in the living room. To reduce these negative effects, homeowners should apply thoughtful adjustments that redirect and stabilize the energy flow within the house. For the piercing energy path problem, the best solution is to move the sofa slightly away from the direct line between the two doors. Another effective method is placing a decorative screen between the sofa and the main entrance so that energy moves in gentle curves and remains longer in the room. If the sofa is affected by overhead pressure from beams or ceiling fans, moving it away from that area should be the first option. If relocation is not possible, installing a flat gypsum ceiling can help conceal the beam and reduce the downward pressure. For conflicts involving the bathroom or kitchen, homeowners should keep the bathroom door closed and use curtains or decorative screens to block the direct line of sight. Placing dense green plants in the separating area can also act as a natural filter, helping block negative energy and purify the center of the living room. This allows the living room seating to become a safe place where prosperity can gather throughout the year 2026. Recognizing and correcting these major Feng Shui mistakes helps the living room remain open and energetically balanced for the entire home. With this stable foundation, homeowners can also apply additional activation methods to strengthen prosperity and encourage financial energy to flow more strongly during the Firehorse year 2026. Activating the energy of living room seating. Living room seating creates the structural foundation of the space, while lighting and greenery act as the elements that activate the flow of energy around the homeowner's seating area. In traditional Feng Shui, there is a saying, "The living room should be bright, the bedroom should be calm and dim," emphasizing the importance of strong yang energy in the area where guests are received. To strengthen the life energy of the living room, homeowners should take advantage of natural daylight through large windows to bring fresh energy into the home. If the space lacks natural light, adding warm yellow lighting associated with the earth element can provide enough brightness, while also creating a warm atmosphere that softens the intense fire energy of the Firehorse year 2026. Green plants placed near the sofa also act as natural energy filters that purify the air and help balance the 5 elements in the room. The snake plant, with its upright sword-shaped leaves, symbolizes protection and is believed to help block negative influences linked to challenging annual stars, such as the illness star or the conflict star. Plants like the Chinese evergreen and the red aglaonema, with their distinctive red and pink tones, are often used to activate good fortune when placed in areas influenced by auspicious annual stars such as the celebration star or the relationship star. Meanwhile, the parlor palm, with its soft and delicate leaves, helps reduce tension and creates a calmer atmosphere for family interactions. To maximize their benefits, plants should follow the classical Feng Shui principle known as green dragon on the left and white tiger on the right. Homeowners should place plants on the left side of the living room seating when looking outward from inside the house. This position activates the green dragon sector, associated with support from helpful people and smoother career opportunities, allowing conversations in the living room to bring more favorable results during the year 2026. Creating a thoughtful living room seating layout for the Firehorse year 2026 means designing a balanced space that can harmonize the strong fire energy of the year. Choices about placement, color, and materials all influence how energy flows through the home, helping prosperity gather more steadily. When the living room is organized and balanced, the entire home gains a stronger energetic foundation for 2026. If you have questions about arranging your home according to Feng Shui principles, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We can explore better arrangements together in future videos. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next video.